Joe in real life. Okay, so I think no one can deny that I look like a bratwurst fit to burst on the grill out of its casing in my old gray tank top. I've gotten pudgy. This is the truth of it. This, if you can't tell just by looking at it, is at 2x speed. I've started my preparation work for pistol squats and handstands, and today I just put a little couplet together, trying to keep the time between sets down to a minute. Very lightweight, trying to move with efficacy and speed. I did some single leg work before this, some knees over toes stuff. But yes, back to the topic at hand. Look at my love handles. It's ridiculous. As we neared the birth of our child, the third trimester, we spent a lot of time on the couch eating snacks. I didn't have to do this. My lady love didn't force me to. I wanted to. It felt right, you know? We're gearing up for this big, momentous thing. This trial for her, which was much, much more serious than I expected. And in that gearing up process, we allowed ourselves to get slack on everything else. Or let me just be clear, I allowed myself, you know? So here I am. This morning I put an old tank top on and was shocked, outright shocked, by how tight it felt and how awful I looked in it. Which neatly cuts out the work that must be done in the time ahead. Certainly, I've got to get some of this lard off the old boy. Now, some of you are watching and thinking, but you're skinny. You're a skinny guy. You need to get bigger, not smaller. And I understand that point of view. All of these disparaging comments in my own physique, it's for my personal comfort only, you know? If you're bigger than me, I'm not suggesting you're fat. And I don't know. I don't want to come off that way, you know? I'm saying I feel fat. I feel fat and uncomfortable and unhappy with it. I'm happy with everything else, but I dislike enormously the way I look right now, especially in my old clothes. They feel uncomfortable. They look uncomfortable. Yeah, so here we are. I've got to trim it down. Easy enough. I've never had much problem with that. You can probably tell by my physique that losing weight isn't the issue. It's putting any on, and certainly any quality weight on has always been tough. You could argue it's my training style, and I think that's just fine. It might even be true. But I don't think much of that argument because I'm not training for a physique goal. I'm training for my enjoyment in my life, you know, my longevity, my health, my wellness, and to a degree aesthetics. I do feel like that's important too, but it has to be my aesthetic standard, you know, it can't be yours. I don't know you, right? I mean, some of you I know a little bit. But most anyone that watches this video, certainly anyone that gets this far, I don't know you. Why would I lift to make you happy? How does that make sense for me? It's my gym. And more importantly, it's my body. What's my motivation to please you on my goals? They don't exist. And because of that, I just won't do it. It couldn't be emptier, you know? So here we are, right? I'm doing these things. I'm showing you a time-lapse video. This is a rest day, so the speed work, it's just so that I get in and can check that box and say I did something at all, you know? The knees over toes stuff was much of the same, though it was a little more targeted. My right leg is causing me quite a bit of trouble lately. From the hip right down to the ankle, literally the Baxter nerve at the bottom of my foot. Inflamed, irritable, unhappy, dysfunctional, you know? So I'm trying to correct that but I'm trying to correct it, and this might offend some of you as well. I'm trying to correct that without seeking the help of a professional. The reason is I'm poor, and I don't have money to throw away on some specialist grifter who is financially motivated to keep me coming back. I don't think that's a good system. I don't think that's a wellness plan worth pursuing. So I'm not going to pursue it. And again, you're like, yeah, well, that's not everyone, Joe. Like, some medical professionals are earnest and helpful, and they have your well-being in mind. I agree, but because I cannot vet them and cannot trust the internet to do so, I'm just not going. And yeah, that's the end of that, right? Like, also, I question you if you go. Like, I really do. Like, how many people do you know that go to chiropractors? Put that in a column for me, right? Now, how many people do you know that went to a chiropractor and stopped going because the chiropractor cured them? Right? I'm not doubting the efficacy of chiropractic. I'm saying they're motivated to keep you coming back. And that I have a large column A, and there's literally no one in column B. No one. How can that be? How does that speak to the efficacy of the program? It doesn't. It's not good. Despite the benefits chiropractic may have for the human body, I've never met a single person in all my 47 years of life who's graduated from their chiropractor. That's not a good model. It's a good business model, but it's not a great wellness model. So anyway, that was a rant. I apologize. And this is the end of the video. This is what I did today. Pretty pathetic stuff, I know, but I did it, and it counts. This is Joe in real life. I love you guys. I'm a fat sausage of a man, and I'll see you tomorrow. Okay?